Just waiting for a couple of minutes. So let's get started. Why we all are here today? Because we are all parents, and as parents, all the parents actually they want their children to lead flourishing lives. When we say flourishing life, what do we really mean? We want them to be healthy, happy, wealthy, of course, successful in whatever they choose. We want them to have good social skills so that they can have good social life as well, and hopefully they will end up contributing to the broader society or humanity. So that's what is the ideal child probably we would want, or we would really want them to be successful. Uh, now, let's break it down. What basically does it mean? It basically is, since you're a parent, right? In some of the things that you probably would have already noticed, that you want them to have fire in their belly. You want them to really want it. Unless they want it, it's really hard to achieve difficult things in life or meaningful things in life. They need to have mindset of achieving it. They need to have internally very strong, because setbacks, hurdles are going to come when they try to achieve something meaningful. Do they have internal strength to really do it? Right? Then of course you need skills, knowledge, and beliefs to believe that I can really do it. If these are the questions in your mind, they rhyme with your concerns, let me assure you, you're in the right place and you're going to get some information. Of course, you're all experts. You have been parenting your children. We all have learned easy or hard way to do all of this. But my hope is that you will, after the end of this presentation, you will at least end up taking one or two ideas which are probably have not come to your mind, or you can develop on them. So in next 25 minutes, we will discuss what are the foundational pillars of a flourishing life. This is based on hard science of flourishing life. Uh, and as a parent, how can you actually help your child flourish? So this is the main objective of the session. Uh, so let me just quickly bring it up as to four founding pillars of flourishing, as the science says, right? One, it says, is that your child need to have growth or evolution mindset. Now, what does it really mean? Whenever your child is going to start on any pursuit, if you take up, even as an adult or as a grown-up parents now, if we want to take something new, or your child wants to take up something new, usually they start from a very, our skills are not really up to the scratch. We are really starting from the bottom of the pile. But if your child believes that it does not really matter where am I starting, I can grow, I can keep learning, and eventually I will actually become awesome in whatever pursuit I have chosen. This mindset is really required to take up new things and master those new things. So this is the foundational framework that our life needs to have to really flourish. We can still do okay without this mindset. We can do well also, but if you really want to flourish, you better have this mindset. The second very important pillar that comes from social psychology is self-belief. Now, if child really believes that I can handle whatever comes my way, then child really can. And if the child does not believe he can handle, the child is going to struggle. So how do you now, as a parent, apart from the growth mindset, how do you inculcate that self-belief that you really can? Uh, After we have a framework of a good mindset, we have belief that we can, then we need behavioral self-awareness and skills. Now, what do we mean by that? Uh, I need to know that, what kind of behavior am I engaging in. I need to have awareness of that. Uh, if I need to become aware of if I'm doing something wasteful or something inefficient, and then I need to know how do I stop it. Uh, we know all it is very difficult. It is easier said than done. Behavior change and making it last is very, very difficult. And I may not have all it takes to succeed. So can I discover what is required to succeed, and can I really add those powerful behaviors that are required for success? The fourth foundational pillar is personal norms. We all have limited life energy. We all have only 24 hours, maybe 16 hours in which we are awake. uh, where should I invest my life energy? Now, how does child decide what is a meaningful pursuit, what is a meaningful channel to really put the energy in? So some of the ideas are, I should be. So does your child believe that health is important? How much of life energy really is getting into ensuring that strong physical and mental health? Because without that, no other pursuit can be pursued. Then happiness is important. Success in whatever I think is meaningful is important. Social skills are important. Contribution is important. Now, do I know that this is important? Number one. Number two, do I own the responsibility to really do good in these areas? So these are the four foundations. They come from the science. They say if your child needs to flourish, you need to inculcate these four foundations in your child. Now let me quickly jump to our first. We'll go step by step. First, the biggest and the most important is the mindset. So we will basically spend most of these 25 minutes in the mindset. We'll know why certain mindset get built, which may block success, and what you can do as a parent to start, transforming the mindset. So let me put this very simple picture in front of you. If you have seen finance, what it is showing you is uh, when your child starts in any new pursuit, you are at a very less skills. Let's call it, I'm at a level X, my skills are at a level X, and as our compounding tells us, if I can grow my skill or capability 1% every day, right? Then in just 365 cycles, I can reach 38 times my capacity. Now, if your child really believes, now keep this picture in your mind. This is very, very important when it comes to the growth mindset. If your child really believes that this could happen, that I can really, it doesn't really matter where I start. I believe that I can really, put my effort there, and I can grow to whatever level is required. And it doesn't have to stop at 38x. The evolution continues. Uh, if child really believes, now this is in double quotes very important. If your child really believed this, would the starting point matter? Would it really matter if somebody is at 10x? Right, I am right now here. Would it I rue that, oh my god, there are people who are sitting at 10x, there are people who are sitting at 50x or whatever, right? I wouldn't care because I know that I believe I can do it. I can really keep growing and reach wherever I need to reach. So starting points wouldn't matter, right? Would minor setbacks along the way matter? If I fall a little bit, say I'm feeling it extremely hard to just go to the next step, if I really believe I can get up, learn, and go up, uh, this wouldn't matter at all, right? I got low marks in one test. I lost one match when I want to become a pro. And, nothing would matter. I can get up, learn, and grow higher. So this is very, very important. Comparisons wouldn't matter because I wouldn't care where others are. All I would care about is what I need to do to become stronger, keep growing, right? But now if it was so easy, right? If it was so easy, the question you would ask is, why doesn't everyone flourish? You see so many children who just give up. They start, of course, with a lot of enthusiasm. Sometimes children push them in certain fields. Why do they drop out? Right? Why they are always so anxious about where are they starting? The other person is so high. Why they find it so difficult to get up and learn and move forward? And these are very, very important questions, and that's where the mindset comes into picture, as to what mindset our child has developed over these long years that they have been in life. So let me basically tell you, this is what we are saying. So I start with the easy, what it takes to flourish. Now let's look at it. What it really takes. When you are in a low skill, you can do easy tasks, right? Your capability will only allow you to do easy tasks. But if you really want to grow, then you have to really do more difficult tasks. Right, you take any skill, just look at driving, right? When we drive, we are just starting out with figuring out where the accelerator is, where the brake is. We are only driving in the parking lots maybe, but then we'll have to go in on the road and drive, right? Then we have to take even more difficult tasks. By doing more and more difficult, challenging things, our brain grows, our physical capability grows, our overall capacity grows, and flourishing happens. So, this is the foundation of flourishing. I need to be able to take more and more difficult tasks with confidence. Evolution requires this ability to try harder things, cope with initial setbacks. When I'm taking difficult tasks, do I go on the road and not face any difficulty? No way, right? I'll scratch my car one or two times. Sometimes I may bump into somebody, hopefully not serious. But I need to get up, I need to learn, and I need to move forward. So there will be initial setbacks in anything I want to really become strong or really want to succeed. I want to learn from my experiences. I will have to, and direct my energy into improving more and more. This is how this evolution happens. Now, what really prevents it? Let's see. Let's see that we see it is not happening. Then this is the science is coming into picture as to see why really children find it so hard to do seemingly so straightforward things. Uh, Now, let me ask you a question. Of course, you don't have to answer, but just think about the answer. When does a child have a higher chance of success? When child takes up an easy task, or when child takes up a difficult task? Ponder over a minute. Of course, when child takes up a easy task, the child has more chance of success. And when child takes a difficult task, he may struggle for some time. He may not be successful, but difficult task is what is required to grow. An easy task will take him to success faster. This is now look at the starting point. Now, as a society, what happens? Whenever our child succeeds, congratulations, pour in, right? Well done, congrats, you are awesome, you're so smart, you are always successful, all that stuff. And the first foundation of behavioral science is whatever gets appreciated sticks, and whatever doesn't get appreciated, as a human, we don't go there, right? We want rewards, we want appreciations. So no success. I struggled on that hard problem, hard task, whole day, maybe 5 days I've been working on it. My capabilities are growing, but nobody cares. And look at that. And sometimes parents come back, or the society comes back and says, "Look at him, he's so successful, and shame on you. You have been just struggling for 5 days." If child is basically facing this, he very quickly learns only success is important. uh, the child starts dreading failure, right? His hands and legs start shaking at the possibility that he might or she might fail. They start shunning challenges necessary for learning and growth because it is nobody's appreciating it, right? I better stick to easy task. I better stick to my comfort zones because comfort zone is where I get all the appreciation. That's why we say it's so difficult to go beyond comfort zone because it requires challenges. It requires ability to face failure or so-called failure. I wouldn't call it failure. That's a real success. Uh, the child will feel anxious before results because you see, the psychology has learned only success is important. So a person has given a test, and the sweating about, oh my god, result is coming at 3 o'clock. What is going to happen? Am I going to succeed? The whole idea and self-image gets tied to results, right? So the child feels devastated if the unexpected result comes, right? So I have been in 10 standard CBSE, very easy syllabus. uh, Now our exam patterns are so nicely made, everybody gets 90% marks. And you see, you're so awesome, you have been doing so well, 90%, 95%, 98%. All everybody is just appreciating, calling you really smart. Now you come to basically say, just giving an example of GE advanced, doesn't have your child maybe pursuing professional tennis. Your child may be pursuing admission into a difficult law college. Your child may be pursuing something else, say at the level of which takes a capability, say which is 38x or maybe more, right? The child is starting here, coming on in the 10th standard, and now he's staring at a really high level where person needs to reach. Right now, growth requires taking harder challenges. The syllabus is very hard in 11th standard or the next step. Failing, it requires failing many times by the fixed mindset standards, right? So he goes to basically, go to coaching, for example. Every test becomes an emotional roller coaster. Before, there is a lot of anxiety, crying, shouting. During, there is anxiety. A lot of children panic, though they have a lot of skills, but they are not able to give their best because of all these automatic reactions which are happening. And after the test, if the result is not really, up to your liking, this is not an exaggeration, by the way. Uh, a lot of children, a lot of parents whose children are actually preparing for competitive exams, uh, whenever the coaching test result comes, this is very common: crying, shouting, blaming that the teachers are so bad, the EC was not working, right? And self pity. I'm starting at only X, and look at the people. There are, they are so high. How am I going to compete for God's sake, right? And this is the real result. This is coming from hard data. The coaching institutes they join. I'm taking data of NEET and JEE Advanced, JEE coaching. 50% quit in the first year. To their parents pay the entire fees in several. I think now it is 4, 5, 6 lakh rupees. Uh, the child simply refuses to go to next year. Even personally, I have seen many children, even after working for 2 years, they refuse to enter the exam hall because they are so anxious, they don't know what is going to happen. They don't enter the exam hall. Many suffer panic during hard exams, not able to give their best, and it is not their fault. Uh, this is the mindset that they have kind of got it. They have society has given them, and all this emotional roller coaster is merely you can say a result of that. uh, but this is what you need to really score in life, right? You will fall, you have to take harder challenges. uh, Initial setbacks will hurt, right? But you have to know that I got a C today. The C is really not, it's not a big deal. It is just a report card which is saying where I stand. I need to really understand what I need to change to rise higher tomorrow. I have to manage, cope with all this hurt or emotional reactions that I'm getting in. And this is what we call as evolving mindset, or the growth sorry, growth mindset. Okay, so that's basically, that's the first thing that you see. This is the mindset question. Now, as a parent, you must be wondering, now what do I do? You see all this emotional anxiety happening, and all this happening. So these are the questions, as a parent, you should quickly ask yourself. uh, does your child refuse to take harder challenges uh, that are required to succeed in life? Right? Whenever you suggest, yeah, you take it up, or no, no, it's not my cup of tea. I hate it. I hate math. All this you will hear. But is it that child is refusing to take hard challenge? Is it coming because of mindset? You need to ask this question. Does your child experience significant pre-test anxiety or even panic, before the important tests, important exams, important matches? Uh, uh, During the tests or during the matches, is there anxiety or panic which is preventing them from giving their best? Uh, right on results, is there an emotional mess? Uh, or sometimes child says, "I can't take it. I want to quit." Uh, then basically this is a symptom of that we have somehow evolved a fixed mindset, and you need to make an effort to do the mindset shift. Okay, so it is harder said than done, but what I have done is we have made a parents guide, it has certain guidance as to how do you make this mindset shift. And it basically involves very small little things like, are we appreciating effort? Are we appreciating learning, or we are always appreciating results, right? If you have a young child, right, are you appreciating child solving a puzzle, success in solving a puzzle, or you are saying if you take up this harder puzzle, you get a bigger chocolate, right? These small little things, what are we appreciating? How are we communicating? Uh, is giving them signal as to what is appreciated and what should I continue with. So the guide has the communication guide certain tips as to how do you handle it if it is happening. How do you shift your communication conversation so that your child knows that the effort is important, improvement is important, and results will fall in place in time. Yeah. Uh, as they are coping, as we are saying, they have already developed a mindset. Nothing, not their fault, right? While they are making this transition, how do I give them coping skill? This emotional mess is going to happen. Anxiety is going to happen, right? There is a possibility of panic. There's a possibility of quitting. Uh, how do I provide coping skills during the child is making this mindset transition? Uh, right? But if you don't see any of the above, I think you're done an awesome job of parenting, and really hats off to you. Uh, so this is the first pillar that you have really won. You have instilled an evolving mindset in your child. Uh, but next three pillars still remain important for even the parents who have done really good job at evolving the the good mindset, the growth mindset, the evolving mindset. So next three pillars are the next is very very important pillar is the belief I can do it. Right now, the belief I can do it. What do you mean by that? There's a deep research in social psychology. You see, there's a little diagram on the right. It is on the same subjects, by the way. What it is saying is when the person believes that I have a low confidence in my ability to cope, the person actually ends up coping very little. As the same person's confidence goes up, it becomes high. Almost 100% of the times, person is able to cope up with the emotional issue or emotional reaction that person is happening. So this belief is really really important. So as a parent, we'll have to really work on increasing their belief that they can do it. Right. So students who believe I can handle test anxiety, usually they can. The students who believe I can learn from my results and grow higher, usually they can. The students who believe I can handle whatever situation life presents, usually they can. This is the second pillar. Now, what is the third pillar is the child needs behavioral awareness and tools. They need to be able to become aware of their own inefficient behaviors. They need to have capacity to reflect on their own, what they end up doing, what are the outcomes of what they do, and can I change it? As a parent, we all know Gyan doesn't cut it. We keep giving Gyan to our children day and night. Nothing goes through, right? It falls on deaf ear because the Gyan doesn't really matter. The information doesn't matter. They need to become self-aware of what is going on their own. If they become aware on their own that, oh my God, this behavior is causing an inefficient outcome, uh, that awareness becomes the seed for change. So this is a hint of what do I mean by supporting children. Instead of telling them why are you doing it, this is so bad, you'll really suffer in your life, it is not really going to work. Can you in a different way invoke the self awareness and ask them to reflect, hey, what is if I do this, what is going to be the outcome of this? And can you when the outcome is happening, can you create a gentle awareness that this outcome is not happening in vacuum? This is happening because there was a behavior before that, right? So this will help you invoke behavioral awareness in your children. uh, Another thing is there are some behaviors they may not be there in your child today. How do you add new behaviors? How do you sustain those new powerful behaviors is another important questions. uh, like we have a lot of this is just example. Some behaviors can be harmful, like so like wasted social media time. And last but not the least, the personal norms. uh, I have limited life energy. Now what is important in life? Where should I invest my life energy in? Right? Should I just hang around, have a good time with friends? Right? It is important to have a good time, but what is the right place for that having a good time, right? So we basically, some of the things I'm bringing up, does your child really knows, does he have the norm that, hey, my safety is important? When I'm doing something, am I thinking about my safety? Am I thinking about my health, right? The physical as well as mental health. Is my behavior going to make me a wealthy person when I grow up? Right? How is it going to affect my happiness, overall happiness, not just pleasure that I can have today by browsing 10 reels, right? Am I really investing my energy into acquiring knowledge, social skills? Do I ever think about contributing to the world, right? So where should my life energy go? Is your child thinking about it? So, initiating these important areas in which at least the thinking seed should be there that, hey, how many hours, how many minutes in a day are we really spending on health, right? But again, the child has to ask this question. When the question comes, the answer usually follows. Then, of course, the ability to plan, track, and manage life energy. Uh, can we inculcate systematic way of doing things in our children? Okay, so this is the basically, just a very quick introduction to the four foundational pillars. And as promised, next 2 minutes we will talk about the Awesome Evolvers program. Then we'll open up about the Q&A. So mindsets and beliefs have a deep social history. We know it. We kind of just went through some small example. They have been developed over probably last 15 years, right? Uh, if you have young children, it is easy. If you know the tips and tricks, you have the guide. It's easy. You can really evolve a good mindset. But by teen years, the mindsets, beliefs, and norms become frozen. Uh, and transforming a frozen mindset is very, very difficult. We all know it. Everything falls on the deaf ear because the mindset is becomes the core operating system of the child, right? It is not something external. Now it is the core which is driving the life, right? I don't take up difficult challenges. It is my core now. Now, how do you shake that core and say no, no, no? Taking challenges is important. It is difficult task. Building self belief is easier said than done, right? How do you do it? And then there are immediate exam contingencies. There are important things, important exams to really write and do well in life. Uh, but for many people, the very, very important thing is how do you convert this stressful journey of success into a joyful journey, right? You can't even you can't take handle the stress of your child. You want the child to have a little more happier outlook for life. That's where basically you might want some additional help. If you have all the skills in the world, great. But if you are running late, time is not there, then probably a little bit of additional help is easy. This program is backed on decades or even centuries of science. Actually, the positive psychology tells you how do you evolve a growth mindset. If you are good reader, avid reader, you can pick up some book. How do you initiate awareness and transformation? The program builds into it, this whole science of how do you shake that foundation of the whole mindset and sow the seeds of new one. Behavioral science, how do you become aware of your own behaviors, their outcomes? How do you initiate, drop the inefficient behaviors or acquire new powerful behaviors? Then how do you systematically develop I can beliefs, right? I can cope with anxiety, stress, occasional setbacks, etc. Then there is the program takes input from cognitive psychology, that personal norms are the field there. How do you make one take personal responsibility for important things in life? Okay, and the pedagogy or the methodology of this program is as I said, awareness and realization. The idea is, can children experience firsthand what is going on, right? And can you provide them now tool to make lasting change? So it's systematically, it makes children aware of very important things, that it is really happening, and what are the outcomes of these things, and how do you change it in a positive way. So this is not a gyan program, or it does not give them some lecture, 6 lectures and then done. Not like that. It will foundationally actually transform your child. uh, so this is a program. This is the last slide. This is basically intends to transform children into awesome evolvers. The name of the program comes from this. The intention is every child should be an awesome evolver. They shouldn't think that where am I today. If I want to become good in any field, uh, I should have confidence, belief that I can do it, and I should have tools to really make it happen. It doesn't matter where am I standing today. Life is very big actually. They have about 70 years in front of them. They can actually really break anything they want, right? But you need a mindset and a journey. Exam specific tools, it gives them how do you handle preparation, right, of growth mindset. How do you handle difficult exams? How do you handle emotional reactions, anxiety, panic, all that? And how do you handle the results, right? If the result is not of your liking, do you get shattered, or you still know that there are 70 years ahead of me, right? And I am an evolver. It really wouldn't matter to me 1 year or 2 years, because life is a marathon. Okay. So if you want, at the end of after that in the group, I will share the information about the program. The first session, we have kept no obligation session, because we also want child to experiment and see whether they really want to do it, right? So it's just a no obligation session where child comes and experiments, finds out what is going to happen over the next 5 sessions, and really decides on her own or his own that is it his cup of tea, is it what one wants to do. If children decides, they can continue for the rest of the sessions, irrespective of whether you're considering this program. This is not the purpose of this session. I wish you all the best. I wish your children flourishing lives. Thank you very much.